joining us for season 3 of Executive Insights. Today's topic, we're talking about the negotiation as a superpower, becoming a strategic communicator who builds partnership and wins deals. I'm your host, Joe Nelson, CEO of Basetime, as well as the founder of the Basetime Foundation, alongside my amazing co-hosts.
Yeah, I am Marie Rose, CEO of Rosebud Studios and founder of Rose Petals to Success.
What do you think is the most important in negotiation? Preparation, confidence, or communication skills?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to say confidence. When you are confident, you're usually able to communicate what you want and you need because you know you're confident in what you're selling. You may not have the right language, you may not have the right words, you may not have the right explanation, but when you're confident, you know how to finagle those words to have the person believe you because you're confident even if you're saying, fish really sleep on sand. They're going to be like, what? Fish really sleep on sand?
At least think about it for a second.
Yeah, so how did you come up with that? So I'm going to say confidence.
I would definitely go with confidence. You can deliver with confidence, hands down. But just to be a little different, I would say communication can sometimes outweigh confidence. Because sometimes you can come in overly confident, and you need to be able to come in and deliver your message strongly and be able to communicate what you're trying to get across efficiently and the best way possible to your audience. Mm-hmm. So that'll be my only one for that one.
So what negotiation lesson have you learned since becoming a business owner that surprised you?
Being a better listener.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times in negotiation, we come in and we're trying to woo the person, or we're trying to we're so prepared, we're trying to deliver this message, we're so confident, we're communicating well. The main key of being a good communicator is your listening. Sometimes I've seen people negotiate and say things, and they're like, well, we do this well, we do this well. But if you were listening, they probably said, you could have cut half that in time.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll say their pain point is this specific thing. They'll come in, they'll say, the last person did not show up all the time. Well, you can kind of skip all the, I'm good at this, and just say, this is what I do for professionalism, how we show up on time, how we do what we do. And that's part of being an active listener, and you can win negotiations just off of just being a good listener. Mm-hmm.
I am going to say listening because I feel like I don't want us to say the same answers, but we have different perspective on them, I guess, right?
Right.
So, because I didn't realize until I observed people more that you can go in and you can have your pitch 1,000 times memorized. But you really have to listen to the needs of the person. Get them to talk about themselves.
Yeah. And
then think about how can you apply their needs and your business together. Collaborate those together. Once you have a conversation and you listen more, that seals the deal. It's not about selling what you have because that turns them off instantly. Yeah. It's when you have a conversation, you start out casual, you ask and get the person to talk about themselves, that you learn so much and you seal the deal better.
Many business owners believe the lower price wins. In your experience, how true is that?
No, it's not true. I had to learn this the hard way. When you have bids for companies, if you are the lowest, they don't want to book you because they think you're too good to be true. You may not have all your stuff in order, all of the things. When you have to aim to be midpoint because you can't be too high,
right,
and you definitely can't be the lowest. And that's even if you're not going for bids. Looking at your website, your price list. If your prices are too far out of range of everyone else that quoted them, they might not choose you either because you don't know what you're doing. Why are you so different than all the other people in your industry? Yeah. And you may not get an opportunity to explain why you're different. Yeah.
I've seen people lose bids because their price was so low. It makes you look unprofessional or you're going to miss something. You didn't account for something, so you don't know you can't know what you're doing. You'll attract a different type of client. Mm-hmm. And usually it's not worth it on the back end because you'll end up paying more on the back end. But if you set your price from the beginning, they already know not to ask you certain things. I'm not even going to ask for that because I can only imagine they're going to no. Not to say we wouldn't do favors periodically, but don't do that.
What is the biggest mistake people make when entering important negotiations?
Trying to win at all costs. I think that's the biggest mistake people make. No matter what, you're walking away with this win. Sometimes the best wins you have are the ones you didn't get. And I think so many people say, well, all right, cool, we can do that too. All right, cool, we can do that too. Like you start packaging stuff that you normally don't do. You start bending on things you normally won't bend on just to win the deal. You're taking on extra responsibilities. Like, okay, I do landscape, so now I'm taking on, just to make sure I win this bid, I'm gonna start. Well, we got this plumbing piece. Well, I don't really do plumbing, but you know what? To not lose the whole thing, we're gonna take on the plumbing too. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And you lose credibility. You lose your ability to look like a professional. Sometimes it's just better to just not win at all costs. Sometimes just to stand firm on what you said you do.
Yep.
And be able to understand. Sometimes it's just not worth putting all in.
I feel like the more negotiating you do, the worse you dig yourself. Because you don't even realize you're in it to win it at this point. So you don't even realize you adding stuff on, but the price ain't increasing. Now you made this amazing deal, but not for you, but for the person. Just to say that you won. And you look like boo-boo the fool, because now it's like, oh my gosh, I won. But the day of it, you're like, wait, I gotta pay staff. Okay, I gotta do this. Wait, all this preparation. When you could have just did what you specialize in, your part, and left it. Because now the person's gonna continue to add stuff on. So, yeah, not in it to win it, everything. Just say, you know what, you got it, because you're willing to offer X, Y, and Z.
The first question is relationship first or transaction first?
The real person in me one says relationship. But I've had much, much better success just getting the transaction done, doing what we say we're going to do, shake hands, paperwork, get in, get out. And we build a relationship based on the respect that was gained throughout the transaction. A lot of times with the relationship builds and it builds and it builds and it takes long to get the transactions done. I like to just get straight to the business. Although I think that's bad advice, you probably should get the relationship first. But for me personally, I take transaction.
Would you rather negotiate through email or face-to-face negotiation?
Face-to-face.
Yeah.
I will follow up with an email, but I am not for the 50,000 emails. We could have narrowed 25 of those emails down in one conversation.
What do you think is more important to you, going based on your data or your intuition?
My data. A lot of times your intuition, a lot of times you could be in a room with that person that is confident, that person that is wooing you, and you can have a conversation with somebody. That's why I'm not really doing relationships things. The relationship could be good. Intuition would tell me I should be doing business with this person, and everything feels good. That's where your intuition, to me, can lie to you and you end up paying for it on the back end. I trust my numbers, I trust my data. If it looks good on paper and we did all the things, we did all the run-throughs, and the numbers support a good deal or a good situation, I'm going to trust my data over my intuition.
So you heard it from us today, our advice based on our experiences in our individual businesses. Even though the advice may apply to your business, please make sure that you request a one-on-one from either myself or Joe Bates so that we make sure the information applies directly to you.
Today we talked about negotiation. The best negotiators aren't the loudest people in the room. They're often the most curious. They understand every deal, contract, partnership, or opportunity begins with understanding people. Because negotiation is not manipulation, it's communication with purpose. Be sure to check us out in the next episode where we're talking about systems, structure, and sustainability. Remember to stay inspired, never stop creating.
See ya.